How's it going, guys? aRenG Live here, and today we're going over the best cards in the new set, Burning Nova. This set is scheduled to come out, I believe, on the 8th, so in about 2 days is what I can say. So in 2 days we're probably going to be getting this, so let's just go ahead and talk about what are the best cards in this set. First up is that flagship monster on the set. We got Elemental Hero Nova Master, some new E-Hero support. I think it's an okay E-Hero support. It's nothing too high tier. It's just an extra little option for people who want to run like a fire E-Hero deck. It's just an okay card. I mean, if it destroys your opponent's monster by battle, you do get to draw. But there's so much, like, there's so many traps in the game, and spells, traps that stop battle destruction. So this guy is kind of susceptible to all that. So you can go into all that trouble to fuse this guy, and then just get wrecked by a Super Rush or a Widespread Ruin or anything like that. So I don't know. I just think it's a fun little E-Hero card. Next up, we got Batteryman Industrial Strength. I think the first thing that I thought of when I read this guy's text, it's basically this guy's gonna work really, really well in a Grasslook Screener deck. I think that might be at least how I'm gonna start using Batteryman, because you're gonna be able to send a whole bunch of them to the grave and then try to banish them to summon this bad boy over here, who you need to remove 2 Batterymen from the grave to special summon. Also, he does have this additional effect that once per turn you can pretty much banish 1 Thunder type monster, which is pretty much all Batterymen. You can banish one of those Thunder type monsters to destroy 1 monster and 1 spell or trap on the field. And that could be pretty good because, I mean, it does destroy 2 for the cost of banishing 1. So that could be pretty good, and you could also destroy your own stuff to load up your grave to keep kind of going for his effect. So it's just a pretty interesting little ability. This guy looks, I guess, like a fun card. I don't know how strong they're going to be, though. Next up, we got Celestia Lightsworn Angel. Talk about good cards. This is a good card. I think Celestia is actually really, really good. I feel like I've overlooked a lot of Lightsworn stuff, but Celestia is legit. If you tribute summon her using a Lightsworn monster, which, I mean, you're playing Lightsworn, so why wouldn't you use the Lightsworn monster? So you're going to tribute for her, and her effect is basically that you get to send the top 4 cards of your deck to your grave, which is something you want to do in Lightsworns, and then you get to target up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy those targets. So on top of that, we have a 2300 beater. You have cards in this in this set like Wolf, I believe. Well, I'm putting up right here. Wolf has the ability that if you mill him, he gets a special summon. He's like 2000 attack or something. So, I mean, it could set up for an OTK, especially with the life points at 4000. But whatever. Celestia Lightsworn Angel is really, really good. Magician of Faith is the next card we're looking at, and she's a pretty straightforward, like, you flip. It's a flip effect monster that adds a spell from the grave to your hand. I don't know if she's going to be seeing too much meta play or anything like that. She's just kind of like an okay card, but I don't know. In the end, I don't think she's going to be that great, and because I don't remember, but I don't think there's anything that would abuse her in the current Duel Links meta. But whatever. Next up, we got Chisu, the Ghost Destroyer. I think this guy is actually pretty cool. His first effect is where he basically, if he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 2 monsters in the grave and banish those targets. That one's alright. It's not really the effect you're trying to get, though. The good effect is the secondary effect, where it's basically when this guy's on the field, your opponent cannot banish cards from either player's graveyard. So you can use this guy and completely lock up your opponent, especially if their deck relies on banishing, which a lot of decks in the future are definitely going to be doing that. So you got your 1800 beater, who is a spellcaster. You could probably run him in Prophecy or Spellbooks, and he's just a pretty good card. Honestly, this guy might be pretty good. He might be seeing some play. Next up, we got Thunder Seahorse. Thunder Seahorse is one of those, like, this is the most searcher that you can get. You can discard this guy and add 2 level 4 light thunder type monsters with 1600 or less attack. I was thinking, does that mean you can add 2 other copies of Thunder Seahorse if you have like a playset of these guys? So if you have 3 of these guys, can you just discard 1, add 2, and then next turn keep doing it and constantly plussing 1? Maybe, I don't know, but I think this guy's really, really good for that effect. I remember people got excited when he was reprinted in the TCG because he's just a really, really good card for like a Thunder type deck. But whatever. Next up we got Gem Knight, a Lady Brilliant Diamond, a new boss monster from Gem Knights. I'm kind of hyped to see more Gem Knights because I remember having a lot of fun with like the very basic version of Gem Knights that we had in Duel Links. But now they're gonna get a little bit better because we have a bit more support. We got that Lady Brilliant Diamond, who has this beautiful effect to pretty much, I think you send away, or once you actually fuse into her, she requires 3 Gem Knight monsters, so good luck doing that. So once you have her on the field, you can pretty much tribute another Gem Knight, I believe, a Gem Knight monster, and you get to special summon from the extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So you can use this and go into like Master Diamond or something. So that could be pretty crazy. It can be pretty cheeky. She's 3,400, so she's really strong, unnecessarily strong. But whatever, that's pretty much that. She can pretty much just pull stuff from the extra deck. Next up, we got Kunai with Chain. Kunai with Chain is a pretty cool card. I mean, it's another one of those battle traps. It's meant to just stop your opponent from attacking you, or I like it because it has an either-or effect. You can give 2 effects to your monster. You can either switch their monster to defense, or use its effect to pretty much power up your monster by 500, let them crash into you, and let their monster get wrecked. But it's a pretty good card because it has both of those effects. I don't know how good it's going to be in the actual meta. I mean, the little attack boost is nice, but sometimes you might think like maybe a Widespread Ruin or something could be better. I think Kunai with Chain is pretty good. Dust Tornado is another card that's been added. I think this card is okay. I don't know why it's a UR. I'm not seeing all the potential plays here. I'm pretty sure it's just something we already have in Duel Links. It's just another card that destroys 1 card. It doesn't banish it or anything. It just destroys a spell or trap your opponent controls. So that's pretty cool, but I mean, we already have a lot of cards that do that. But then it does have this additional thing where you can set 1 spell or trap card from your hand whenever you activate it, like on your opponent's turn or something. So that could be pretty good, but I mean, I think one ruling with this card is you do have to reveal the card you're gonna set. So if you're going to be setting anything crazy like a Widespread Ruin or something, you're gonna have to reveal it, I believe. So your opponent's gonna know exactly what that is. So I don't know, man. I think this card's alright, but it kind of feels like there are already a lot of cards that kind of do the same job. Next up, we got Horn of the Phantom Beast. Now, Horn of the Phantom Beast looks pretty cool because it has like this amazing ability where it can just, it's a trap, so you can activate it right when they attack you, and you can just activate it. Your monster gains, or Beast and Beast Warrior gains 800 attack, so right there and then, pretty good. And then on top of that, it has this additional ability where if that monster destroys something, you get to draw a card, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty good card. It is a Phantom Beast card as well, so I kind of want to use it in Phantom Beast since that deck is not seeing a lot of play, and I just kind of like that deck. But whatever, Horn of the Phantom Beast works well in like Fire Fist, Phantom Beast, and any other Beast or Beast Warrior deck, maybe even Hazy's, I'm not sure, but whatever. Now on to the SRs. We got our first SR, we got Megalo Smasher X over here. Your 2000 attack vanilla water. It's a water monster. I mean, it looks like it was really good in the TCG because there's so many things you can use it for. I forget, I think you can use this guy and overlay into like Bahamut Shark and a bunch of other stuff. But in Duel Links, it's just your average 2000 attack beater, 0 defense. Your dinosaur, so you want to beef up your Rex Raptor deck and just make these guys a lot stronger. I think with the Rex Raptor field, it gains 300, so he's going to be 2,300 for just a normal summon monster. That's not too bad. But that's pretty much all I can really say. It's just a beater. Then we're moving on to some Batteryman support. We got Batteryman Microcell. Microcell is really good because it is this card where you pretty much set it, and if they attack into it, you're going to plus all day, every day. Because this one has the effect where if it's flipped, you get to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Batteryman monster from the deck, except himself. If this card is, when it's flipped by attack or whatever, and destroyed by battle, you do get to draw an extra card. So on top of summoning a level 4 or lower Batteryman from the deck, you also get a draw, so it's an official +1. So that's really good because it pays for itself, and then on top of that, you get an extra card. So it's a really, really good card. I definitely see this thing being a 2 or 3 of in Batteryman, maybe even a 3 of, like hardcore 3 of, but depends how quick or slow you want to make the deck, because it does rely on you kind of getting attacked by your opponent, but whatever. Now on to Madolche Pudding Cess. I honestly think Madolches are going to put in a lot of work. I think Madolches are going to be really, really strong because they went ahead and gave us pretty much all their support except for a few key cards. I mean, they didn't give us, I think, what was his name, Hootcakes or whatever. They didn't give us that guy, the owl. They didn't give us Angeli, the searcher. But Pudding Cess is a really, really good, like, somewhat boss monster. You're gonna tribute summon for her, and once you get her out, She has this effect where if you have no monsters in your grave, she does gain 800 attack and defense, making her an 1800 beater. I mean, that's okay for herself, but she is going to be further powered up from the field spell, which is another 500, so 2300. And then you also have like other Madolche traps that power them up by like 800. So you can attack into her and then bam, activate the trap. And if she battles, I believe it's like any kind of battle, if she, like after damage calc, she pretty much is able to destroy one card your opponent's controls. So I think that's really, really good. Madolche and Pudding Cess, definitely really, really strong. I think once you have her in the deck, your deck starts playing in a way where you don't want monsters in your grave. But it's cool because the way we are getting the Madolche field spell and a whole bunch of other cards that basically make it to where when Madolches are sent to the grave, they get bounced back to the deck or to the hand, and then once they get bounced to the hand, you get a search. And I mean, this deck is going to give you a lot of advantage. The only thing that's missing is the actual Xyz monster. What was her name, dude? I forget her name. I have put her picture up right here. She's really busted because she has this effect where she like destroys stuff and doesn't even target, so she can pretty much kill anything. So she's really, really good. I don't know, man. I think Madolches are definitely, they're going to be a meta deck. Now we got some Brotherhood of the Fire Fist monsters. We got Fire Fist over here. We got Dragon. I think Dragon was one of the good ones because it's your 1800 beater, has this effect. If you activate a Fire Formation spell or trap, except during the damage step, you can set a Fire Formation trap only, directly from the deck. And once per turn, you can send 2 face-up Fire Formation spells and traps you control. You can send them to the grave and pretty much revive a Fire Fist in the grave. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, this guy's pretty good. I think he's gonna make Fire Fist a little bit stronger. I mean, it's still no bear, but it's definitely something. Next up, another Brotherhood of the Fire Fist monster. We got Leopard. Leopard, I can honestly see being pretty good because he's just an instant like searcher for whatever back row card you want. The way he works is you basically summon him. On the summon, you tribute him, so his stats don't matter at all. He's a 0. I mean, the only thing that would suck if he gets chaliced or something on the summon, because then he's stuck on the board with like 0 or at least a 400 attack, and your opponent's gonna be able to just smack him. But he does have this ability where he's able to pull out any spell or trap from the deck, play it on the field, that can pull out like Tensu, so you're able to get an extra normal summon, so you don't even waste your normal summon with this guy. You can get a Gyokos just so you can quickly lock up your opponent's back row. That's actually really good too. Or just pull out a trap and do some extra like Firefish shenanigans. So it looks like a really good card. I think this card is also really good in addition to Dragon. Now we're moving on to some more generic stuff. We got a Soul of Purity and Light. This is just your standard banish cards to summon. I think you need to banish 2. Yeah, you can special summon this by removing and play 2 light monsters in the grave. That's all it really is. I mean, I guess it could kind of work in like a chaos-ish deck, but you're basically trying to get rid of lights. I know we've been getting light ray stuff, Aqua Medora, and I think who was the one that used Daedalus? I think it was Zane. So we might be seeing some light rays in the future, so this can help out with that because all of them require you having a certain amount of light monsters banished to summon them, special summon their monsters, but alone it's just a 2000 beta that you can special summon, so it looks okay. Then we got Gigasaurus, our dinosaur that's basically Dyna. It's basically going to be a Dinotherium because it has the same exact effect for the most part. If I've read it correctly, it says you can pretty much special summon this guy from the hand. If you summon him this way, you can activate this effect, which is your opponent can special summon 1 monster from their grave. It does say can, so they don't have to have a monster in the grave. So you can summon this guy when your opponent has nothing, and bam, they don't even get anything. You just get a free monster, and you can tribute it for whatever. It's definitely extra Dyna targets, kind of like. So if you want to play a deck like Hazy's, you can run this Gigasaurus and just tribute him away. It's more tribute fodder. So there's more cards like this guy, like Dinotherium, Tricky, Gigasaurus, all kind of do the same thing. They give you that extra tribute fodder. So pretty good card. Next card we're looking at is Evocator Chevalier. Over here, I know how to pronounce that. So you got Chevalier right now. He's a Gemini. I mean, I guess for a Gemini, he's okay. I don't think Geminis are too great, but it is a 1900 beater, and it does have the effect that once it is Gemini summoned, you can send 1 face-up equipped card you control to the grave. and target one card your opponent controls and destroy that target. So that's not bad. I mean, that's a pretty good ability. I've seen a lot of Gemini decks kind of do the shenanigans, so I think this is just going to be a really, really good 1900 beater, a good 2 or 3 of in a Gemini deck. I think this guy's really good. Now we got that Curse of Dragonfire. This guy he was in a selection box along with also with the Gaia Fusion. This guy is pretty much here to hate on field spells and make a fusion. I think he's used as a fusion material, but you can fuse with this guy on the field. So he kind of feels like one of those like fusion material guys that kind of replace any other element or whatever. I forget their names, but you know, everybody's been using them, but whatever. Next up we got Treasure Panda, who looks pretty, like, it looks like it's definitely an Indiana Jones reference, but fair enough. We got Treasure Panda. I mean, this guy looks okay. I mean, it's you get to banish up to 3 spell and traps from the graveyard face down, and special summon 1 normal monster from your deck whose level is equal to the number of cards you banished. So it could be good for getting a normal, like a vanilla level 1 to 3 out. I mean, Ojamas, maybe? I don't know. I mean, Treasure Panda, it looks interesting. I have to definitely look more into it, but that's pretty much all he really does. He just pulls out maybe a level 3 vanilla from the deck or something. It looks okay. Then we got that Sky Galloping Gaia, the Dragon Champion. Like I talked about the Curse of Dragon earlier. It's another Gaia card, I guess. I mean, he does work with some of that previous Gaia stuff. But his effect does state that this card's name becomes Gaia the Dragon Champion. While it is on the field, if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Spiral Spear Strike. That's the card that works well with this guy. From the deck or graveyard to your hand, you can probably run 1 of with that card and still find a way to pull it out. When this card declares an attack on your opponent's monster, you can change the battle position of your opponent's monster. So it can pretty much run over most things because it has the ability to pretty much swap your opponent to defense position or whatever. So it's a pretty cool card, but it also does rely on battle. So like I said earlier with the E-Hero Fusion, it could be blown up or something by a Widespread Ruin or something. So it's an okay card. And then to round up the SRs, we got Gem Knight Fusion. This is going to be the preferred card you're going to be using in Gem Knights because it's basically a polymerization with the added effect that does state that if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Gem Knight monster from that grave and add this card to your hand. So you can constantly keep using it as long as you have more monsters in the grave to banish, which means as long as you have cards in your hand to fuse, which some Gem Knights kind of let you add stuff. They let you search when you fuse with them and stuff, some of the new stuff. So looks like a pretty good card. I mean, the Gem Knight Fusion looks legit. I'm definitely looking forward to trying some Gem Knights, at least an upgraded version, but that's pretty much it. And from here on, it's just rares. As for like a special mention, honorable mention, I do want to talk about like one thing, and that would be like the Madolche cards. We got Madolche Chateau. I just wanted to show off that Madolches are going to be good. This card does state, when this card is activated, shuffle all Madolche monsters in the grave into the deck. All Madolche monsters on the field gauge 500 attack and defense, and if a monster in your grave would be returned to the deck by the effect of a Madolche monster, you can add it to your hand instead. So all Madolche monsters for the most part have this effect where if they're sent to the, I don't know about all of them, but most of them do. They get sent to the grave and they go back into the deck because the Madolches don't want anything in the grave because their effects benefit from having no Madolches in the grave or along those lines. So this card is going to be really, really good because it's already a 500 attack boost to all Madolches. I know we're getting a lot of other Madolches, like I forget who, Messengelato maybe? I don't know. I think we already have that guy, but we're getting a whole bunch of them. But this card is really, really good. We have Madolche Ticket, I think is one of your search cards, where it's basically if one of them is bounced back, if you have a fairy type Madolche, you can do some extra shenanigans. You're gonna gain a lot of advantage. I don't know all the Madolche plays, but I know I played against them back when I was playing in TCG. One of my friends used to use this deck, and it was pretty strong. And obviously, to round it up, the best card in the set, we got Robotic Knight. This all is well now that Robotic Knight is here, along with his good friend Steel Scorpion. Steel Scorpion's also really busted. Actually, no, these cards are trash, dude. But fair enough. That's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to go over the new set and talk about all the best cards in this set. But whatever. Let me know if you guys are excited for any cards in particular. I know we're getting a lot of stuff. I already counted. I was like thinking of like 13 or 14 different decks I can make, and that's just like surface level stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of decks you can probably make with this set, like Laval's and all this other stuff that I didn't get to talk about because those are all like more rare budget kind of stuff. But whatever, that's pretty much it for today. And if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Duel Link shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day, and see you guys.